Hello YouTube, this is Kiku with my new updated video on how to get incredibly tiny offsets in No Man's Sky. So you're going to want to start by building a test ship here. I use the same design in all my testing just so that we have consistent results. You want to build it back as far back as you possibly can. As you can see, the landing gear can't go back any further. It just won't do it. So we'll put that all back, and I'll start by showing you how to do forward and back movements. I have not done too much research into how to get small gaps. I have managed to get a really tiny one before, but it's just kind of based on, you can do basically as many iterations as you want. So to start, we will confirm changes, and it's going to teleport it forward. So if I go to modify this, you'll see, look at that, it's not a full block. And if I were to, for instance, place those, you'll see it's not even centered in the halfway point. So if we copy this and place it again, just do the same thing, place everything back, and you leave the landing gear there, just because this is going to be an example of how you can get 3 landing gear in the space of 2 blocks. Now I'm sure with proper math you could put enough blocks up front to offset the weight of 2 landing gear and get like 5 or even 7 landing gear properly added. But at least for this, the only way that you can get it perfectly halfway with that is by placing a singular block up top. Keep these even because it also changes placement based on distribution of parts left to right. So we're going to do a second iteration of this. I'm going to go back to modifying it, and we're done. As you can see, it's perfectly centered. It's actually so centered that if you use a hab to slide back half a block, you can't clip into this because it's perfectly centered. So we will actually grab all of this, and we'll show you how to do left and right movements. So I'll start by getting that, and we'll put just 1, right? As you see now, it's offset slightly, and it's offset in the other direction. You can actually see it better here. It moved it slightly to the left because it has a wing on the right, and so there's more mass here, so it tries to center it. So we will actually copy this, and we will do this, 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 and now that we have that, we will, wait, sorry, actually no, we want to do this, and for the purposes of getting both sides even, we're going to actually do that same thing I showed you before to get a perfect half block. Back there, leaving it all the same, confirming changes one more time. It's going to shoot it up just like we had before. Again, you've got the forward and back, but as you can see, it's 2 iterations over, so it's quite offset to one side now. So we're actually going to go in and remove that. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to grab this, grab this, grab this, grab that, this, and this. Now, we actually don't need this guy, we do need that guy. And I'm going to build this back just so that we can continue to move parts. And as you see, we've got that bad offset, but we're actually going to swap it this time. Go onto this side. Everything lined up, because that is going to scoot it back to the right. So we're going to confirm changes again, everything's going to shift back, and if we've done it right here, we did this, everything there, and we are going to, we're gonna get one more iteration just to even it back out to center because it is still slightly offset, but we're gonna want to keep that landing gear there for, at least for a second while we, there we go. We just need blocks saving the positions of everything. So we're gonna continue. We're going to grab another wing, place it onto that side. We're going to grab our landing bay. This is just to scoot it over by the same amount again. And then just, as you can see, the idea is probably... Oh, actually, we've done it already. Yeah, so as you can see, we are exactly... offset by that tiny amount. One sec, actually, let me get rid of this. We are offset by that tiny amount in comparison to this. So just so it stops yelling at me about placement, we'll get that there because it has an invisible bar connecting parts. So this is the normal centered one, and because of that, we now have one to this side and one to this side, and I'll show a better example of this, which is there is now a small gap on either side. Now, the reason why we wanted to do that thing to half move it is so that we can grab a hab and grab a rock wing. Now, it only works on this side. If you try it on the other side, it just doesn't do it, which is super weird, but whatever. We're going to scoot it forward by exactly half a block, and oops, continue modifying. Now these are even. This one's not, and this is actually a pretty good example of some of the small differences you can get. You can get these even smaller, by the way. You can get them almost identical. But the purpose of this is because we can do that. And actually even better, I'll start with this one to show. You can do that. Do another one here and another one here, clipping 3 blocks into one, which is pretty useful. But what I'll also show you now is you can grab this, and if I were to grab habitats and place them all about, you can actually rotate the habitats as well. So I'll even these out. Now it shouldn't move it since we have it far enough into the center, but we will confirm changes, and as you see, it is still in the same spot because you can actually stop it from scooting if you place enough landing gear forward and back. I mean, it'll scoot once you save and remove them, but if you don't want to move things left and right in the meantime, you can do the same, just filling up everything and preventing it from scooting by blocking out your space if you need to make multiple saves, just because I know the game crashes a bit. So we'll come in here, we've saved this, so we're going to confirm changes, and then we're going to run up, and everything is centered because we made it evenly distributed on both sides. Grab this, and we're going to rotate it once, and what that is going to allow us to do is come on over, go back to modifying, and then see this guy here. Now we can hover over the hab. Not do it right. Uh-oh. One moment. I do have that ladder in there, correct? Have I done something wrong? Continue with edits. Oh, whoops. Yes, I know what I did wrong. Sorry, you need to have something above it. You need one habitat above it. like this. If you do that, yeah, one moment. Okay, we are going to get out of there, start fresh edits. Whoopsie daisy. We're going to scoot these guys all forward slightly, and we're going to grab that. And now we are going to confirm changes, go in there, modify it, grab this. As you can see, we're able to spin the habitat. And using that, you can place blocks backwards. So I'll just show you with this wing here. Usually it's like this. I think this is kind of ugly, so we can swap it. And we can do this with any item. So we can do cannons, face them whichever way we want. Medusa reactors, every way we want. Everything can be switched. And a consequence of this is we can do that. And we can place a second one clipped inside. And then you can have 2 reactors in the same block. And as you can see, if you were to pair that with the other method, you can get quite a few things crammed together in there, which allows for some really, really good designs. And then again, I think people probably have already seen this, but using a ducting outlet or even it also works with the small vent, I believe. But I use the ducting outlet. You can do this. You can move things offset by half a block, and it'll move it half a block back. But as you saw using the Rockhopper wings, you can actually just scoot things forward and back by half blocks, so you can really get it to be just a half a block off to the side. Using this also works with the tiny offsets, meaning you can make it, like, let's say you get a quarter offset, but you can make it 3/4 if you want. And then another thing you can do with this is if you place it on top, we have now got a half block offset up as well. So it does a half block in every direction. And so that's how you get, that's kind of the basic principle behind those. I know that there's some other movement techniques that I'm not sure about, but if I were to, for instance, to leave this, I'll summon in here my ship, and it doesn't have a good name right now, but if you spawn in a ship, it will be centered with the platform. Just know that when you park it, it's going to park it differently. But if I come up here, you'll actually see, so I have backwards facing Arcadia wings. That's what this is. Now you can have 4 wings total before the Rockhoppers stop having the thruster effect. If you try to add a 5th wing of any kind, that will mess it up. So you could have 4 Rockhoppers, but you can also just not if you don't want to. Now as you can see, kind of with that curved look that I have behind, that's because I have a whole bunch of offsets. Consequence of this, I backed up my ship so often that when I park it, and you'll see here, its parking position is now offset as well. You clip right through the wall as I Tokyo drift around. So it's not an issue for my ship because I have this here. In fact, I should probably rotate that. But I'm right next to the teleport module when I hop out. So it works out great for me. As you can see, it's not even clipping through the sign. But for other people, if I were to go into modify it, you'll see my ship will teleport back to the center where it's supposed to be. You can totally see I've got this nice curve. And just for a prime example of this, let me just delete everything here. Don't worry, I'm not going to save it, so it's not actually breaking my ship any. But I'm just going to clear around it. This is every single shield module and engine all combined into one. And the nice thing is, yes, when you place them, the big reactors will not be synced. But when you summon it or save it or park it or do whatever, it does sync them all up. So that's how you get this nice, good rotation. You can see I used that tiny offset left to right so that I was able to place all 3 of these on the same level because I thought that looked better. But you can, again, there's so much clipping that you can do forward and backwards facing parts that you can literally get near infinite amounts, and then that's the backwards Arcadia wings just help smooth out my design a bit. So we're going to go here. We're not going to save it because I like my ship. We're going to begin new modifications and just get out of there. Actually, let me just show you real quick. I do go here. Here are the things that count as wings. It's anything in the wings section. If you have 3 of these and then place a Rockhopper, that Rockhopper will be fine. If you have 4 of these and place a Rockhopper, sorry. And if you have Rockhoppers placed first, you still might think that's okay. The second you place anything, they stop working. So again, 4 is the limit, and that's for both Rockhopper wings. But again, you can get, as you see here, if I were to... Oh, actually I've evened these out, but you'll see these are not on the correct axis from one another. That's how you get a nice good curve going. I just toyed with it until I got something that I thought looked nice. And then let me start fresh edits again, just because I don't want to save any of the changes I'm making here. But pretty much you can use that to design really complicated looking ships, and you can use it to make really small ships if you wanted to. And then as you can see here, these landing gear on my ship are not only not centered with this, but they're not centered in general with how they should be, but that allowed me to do some really nice looking offsets here. Because, you know, I toyed with it a lot. Also, that's my ship, by the way, in case you guys like that. But that's basically the tutorial. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'll see you guys next time if I have any updates.